welcome to stage 2 of the 30th edition of the Giro Rosa. It's a circuit stage today, 78.3 kilometers starting and finishing in Viù. Martin McDonald and Maylen Noriega with you again today to take you through today's action. Maylen, after yesterday's team time trial, today's stage, it's going to be a brutal one, isn't it? We've got a big climb straight out of the blocks.
Yeah, I think all the riders are going to be nervous looking for this stage. I think we're going to see a lot of riders doing rollers because the rhythm is going to be frenetic. It's 2 kilometers down and then straight up, and we're going to see an explosion over there.
We'll have a look at the stage yesterday, but let's have a look back to yesterday's stage. Team time trial, 18 kilometers, fantastic ride by Canyon SRAM to take the stage. But we had some significant time gaps, didn't we? Back to the likes of Annemiek van Vleuten and Anna van der Breggen.
Yeah, I think they weren't really happy. They lost some time and they're gonna make it up today. Yeah, they have to be really wise and think about it.
Do you think this could really open up the stage today in particular? As we said, we got the Colle del Lis straight out of the blocks. Do you think it maybe comes a little bit too early on in the stage, or you might see those riders that like those big long range attacks that might go for it?
I think they're gonna watch each other. It depends who is doing what. They'll attack, and if not, they're just gonna wait because it's the first stage. It's short, but it's gonna be quick, and a lot of things can happen.
In terms of the Maglia Rosa, so it's Kasia Niewiadoma that goes into today's stage wearing that jersey. Phenomenal ride by them yesterday. That was a tough team time trial, wasn't it? We had that climb in the middle and that climb up towards the finish, and you just saw a lot of the time the third place rider absolutely roaring their teammates up towards the line. You just felt for that fourth counting rider, didn't you? Going, I'm coming.
Yeah, they were saying that they all suffered, but doing a time trial with a team, it's just, you can suffer a little bit more. So they give it everything, and they were really, really happy.
Okay, so without further ado, let's have a look ahead at what the riders have ahead of them on today's stage. 78.3 kilometer stage that the riders have ahead of them. So a short, punchy stage. So as you can see, the elevation 1,408 meters. We've got a maximum gradient of 10.8% on the Colle del Lis. It's a 12.8 kilometer climb over the top of that, and then a rolling run down through the center, and then a little climb up towards the finish. So we're expecting a really punchy stage. Is that Colle del Lis climb a little bit too far out from the finish to make a difference? But going into today's stage, the new Maglia Rosa is Kasia Niewiadoma, and her teammate Hannah Barnes has been an absolute legend over the last couple of races. Let's hear it from them now.
It's going to be short and sweet. It's going to be pretty aggressive at the start, I think, and then the final climb. It's going to be really interesting. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be another new challenge today, and everyone is ready for it. So yeah, we've got a lot of good energy around. We've got great weather. We had nice coffee. So yeah, that's all. It's gonna be short. It's gonna be short and hard. So kind of similar to what we had yesterday.
But both riders sounding really confident today. Who do you think is going to be targeting this one? Who's it really going to suit?
I think, as you said, it's Lucinda Brand stage. Just hard as the beginning, and just keep it full gas to the end. It's a short stage, and nervous. Every rider is really nervous, so they're gonna watch each other and just go full gas.
Indeed, very typical Giro Rosa stage ahead of us. Let's get right to it. Beautiful sunny day for the riders in Viù for the start of stage 2. Just over 78 kilometers in length after yesterday's team time trial. So Kasia Niewiadoma leading in the general classification. She's level on time with her teammate Hannah Barnes. Oma Shapiro level, as is Elena Miliusic. Team Bigler, great performance by them yesterday there at 24 seconds. Ashley Moolman at 45, just ahead of Marianne Vos. So quite a few riders will be looking to try and make up some time after yesterday. Maylen, though, those mountains in the distance are fairly ominous, aren't they? It's going to be a tough start to today's stage.
Yeah, and they start pretty early with uphill, so everybody's gonna want to be in a good position.
So riders signing on. Valcar for today. Alice Azufi is a rider that we know well for the Valcar Pro Cycling team. So Peroni, Sanguinetti, Paladin, Muccioli and Viglia are the riders. And we always have a little jig on the podium as well, don't they, the riders?
Yeah, it's really a lot of music, a lot of people. Really nice signing in Italy.
So Eurotarget Bianchi Vittoria, we saw them signing on. The BTC City Ljubljana team, and Eugenia Bujak is the national champion in the road race and the time trial. This is the colours of Team B-Pink. And for them, they've got Nicole Steigenga as well, who's also in their team. My favourite team of the kit, Roma Italia Basso Bikes Vaiano. So Lelivetti, the only non-Italian rider in that team. I've got to get myself a pair of those rainbow socks. I need to find out where I can get them.
Yeah, really nice socks and really colourful outfit.
Zavetto Pumbiate Beltrami, that's the team. So Potokina, you can see that. Dobranina, two Russians. So we've got Vyasoshka, Haikova Goncharova and Kaush. That's Team B-Pink. They've signed on for the start. So Tatiana Guderzo, the former world champion there. Ale Cipollini, Yannick Eric there. So Na, the South Korean rider. Kalioto, Paladin, Kasper and Yonanime. That's Yonamine for Ale Cipollini, the national champion of Japan. Movistar up to sign on. Do you think they're going to be disappointed after their team time trial yesterday?
Oh no, I think they were really happy. Sheila had a lot of technical problems with the bike. She must be sad with that performance, but she's tackling stage wins. So yeah, it's a really important race for this team.
Great day that Team Bigler had there yesterday. There's Lizzie Banks on the right there. Leah Thomas, the American, alongside her. It was an absolutely phenomenal performance. They really have kept Cecily at Ludwig, who's in the centre of your picture there, in a great position, and Michaela Harvey in that white jersey.
Yeah, I love the new jersey.
Team Sunweb, what can they do today? Lucinda Brand, a rider that's this stage is absolutely perfect for her. CCC Live coming up, so Ashley Moorman, Mariana Voss, they're all talking up Ashley Moorman, Roy Ackers, Cordovar Lach and Marcus is the team. Ashley Moorman wearing the green jersey today. She's got the Queen of the Mountains jersey on her shoulders.
Yeah, really happy with her performance, and she has a really good team to help her.
You can't get better than a super domestique like Mariana Voss, really, can you?
No, she's the boss, and she knows a lot about cycling and how to tackle a race.
Elisa Longa Borghini, she's in that familiar blue jersey as the best Italian rider in the race. So she got her faithful lieutenant alongside her, Audrey Cordon-Rago, Ruth Winder, Taylor Wiles, Trixie Warrack in the team as well for Trek Segafredo. And what a season they have had so far. They really have hit the ground running. So the formation, Canyon Schramm up towards the podium now. Cassia Nuvodoma, and she seemed really confident in her little interview before the race.
Yeah, I think she has a really good team, and they get along together, and that really helps.
Van Vleuten's team of Mitchelton Scott, Amanda Spratt, Lucy Kennedy, Grace Brown, Sarah Roy and Monique Teniglo. And you can see Annemiek van Vleuten is in the Ciclamino jersey today. So the way they distribute the jerseys, rather than giving them all to the same team, they give the leader's jersey to the first team, and then the first place rider of the second team crossing the line. Then it goes down and down through the jersey, so each team at the top of the standings gets a jersey. This is your route today, so unusual in terms of a big loop like this in a stage race, but great for the stage town to host both the stage start and the stage finish. Great for the spectators.
Yeah, in Italy they really love cycling, and they follow a lot the Giro Rosa. You see a lot of kids and people just cheering for you. That's nice to see.
The Colle del Lis first big climb, it's a category 2 climb. It's literally straight out of the blocks, as you can see there. 12.8 kilometers in length, average gradient of 4.7%, maximum gradient of 10.5%. And then we've also got an intermediate sprint with 16.9 to go in Colombare. There you can have 28 degrees Celsius, 52% humidity. The jerseys are all on the front line as we roll out for the start. We'll then usually come to a halt at kilometer 0. And you can see straight away fighting to try and get right to the front, the Fanini team. So again, they want to try and launch one. And there's your classification. So Leah Thomas wearing that points jersey. Queen of the Mountains for Ashley Moolman. I don't think we'll see her defending that. She's here for the general classification, and that Malia Rosa alongside her. It's one of those jerseys for someone like Ashley Moolman, you kind of take it by default almost, don't you, by being up there on the stages.
Yeah, she's gonna try to take it slowly, and yeah, I don't think she's gonna fight for that maillot.
So Cassia Nuvodoma rolling out on the front here. She's got such a strong team around her. These are the sort of days as well. You've got to be really, really vigilant on a day like this, aren't you? Because we've seen in Giro Rosa in many years gone by a big attack. Cassia Nuvodoma, she did it in the Over G Women's Tour, going long at the front of a stage like this, and all of a sudden, you can't generally win the race today, but you could potentially lose it, couldn't you, if you get caught on the wrong side of a split?
Yes, you really have to fight for your position because it starts going down, and then after 2 kilometers just go up, and everybody wants to be in the front, so don't get any time loss or have to chase back. Again,
the rollout, the start of the day, it's a time as well as we roll towards kilometer zero to catch up with your friends and colleagues around the peloton as well, and you do as well, don't you? You see. People might find it unusual rolling straight out from the start. You're already seeing riders feeding and keeping themselves, from dehydrating, making sure they keep themselves drinking. That's where we are on the route. So our breakaway group at the head of the race. Romy Kasper is the LA Cipollini rider. Kelly van der Steen from Lotto Soudal. Story of the day, the early breakaway, the first break of the day was Antri Christoforou from Kogas, the national champion of Cyprus. She was away with Sophie de Voist of Park Hotel Valkenburg, and they built a steady advantage over the Colle del Lis. And again, there were some big attacks. There was Lucinda Brand tried to get clear, and as they went over the top, De Voice took maximum points in the Queen of the Mountains ahead of Christopher and Annemiek van Vleuten cresting the summit in 3rd place. It really came back together again with about 53 kilometers to go on the descent of the Colle del Lis, and then it gave way to our 2 breakaway riders to go clear here as we head towards the finish back round in Viù. And in terms of their general classification positions going into today's stage, Kelly van der Steen's 42nd at 2 minutes and 7 seconds, and Romy Kasper 61st at 2 minutes and 36. They are building a good advantage, but at that sort of couple of minutes, they're not going to give them much of an advantage here, are they?
They're 2 strong riders, but the finish today is uphill, so I think they're going to catch them.
Romy Kasper for LA Cipollini, familiar team colours, 2nd overall in this year's Healthy Aging Tour. So she had a good season so far in the stage races. Biggest win in her career is back in 2014 in the Thuringen stage race. One of the real important stage races on the women's calendar. For Lotto Soudal, 6th in the Knocker course this year. Kelly van der Steen back to the front of the bunch, and it's Bigler now. 15.7 kilometers to go, and now just leading out here. Looking around the front of this peloton, you can see as we climb through the villages, this leading duo. Will they manage to hold off that charge from the group behind? You can see 1 minute and 8 seconds with 15.5 kilometers to go. Looking at that gap there, just 15.5k to go. If they can get to sort of 10k to go, maybe with about a minute intact, you might start to believe that you could potentially take this one all the way to the finish.
Yeah, they're working really good together. So yeah, it could be possible, but I think all the GC riders are watching each other. All the teams are really strong. They have all the riders together, and they're gonna work to catch them.
Through the intermediate sprint point, and van der Steen takes that one, so it takes the 3 bonus seconds. And Romy Kasper will roll across the line and take 2. So that was a 3 hard-fought bonus seconds there. 14.9 to go, 107. Back to the front of the peloton now. Canyon Schramm are up to the front. You see Cassia Nuva-Doma just keeping herself out of trouble right behind her. Leah Thomas in that Chiclamine jersey is right behind her. Sunweb as well. There, Floortje Mackay is just keeping Lucinda Brand up towards the front. Again, just the movement around this group. I think, look, listening to race radio, I think we've got about 30 riders potentially in this group. So the peloton really has split today.
Yeah, today, showing just how the first uphill was, I knew it was going to be an explosion. And it's going to be a hard day for the riders that are in the gruppetos because it's a hard stage. And yeah, they're going to have to work so they don't get the time cut off.
So through the intermediate sprint point, that looks like Lucinda Brand that's on the front there. And again, that's a sneaky one there. Just picks up one bonus second, but again, shows the experience of someone like Lucinda Brand. You know, the bonus second was there, just rolled her way through towards the front because every second counts when you're aiming for the general classification as she is.
Everything counts. You have to be really attentive, and Lucinda is really, really smart.
Kelly van der Steen here with Romy Kasper. So good to see both of these teams represented at the front. Lotto Soudal, they come to this race with a good team. They lost a bit of time yesterday. And again, these beautiful little Italian towns. And again, just dealing with the sort of changes in road surface. You can see great big sort of cobblestones as well. Big paved areas in some of these ancient towns and villages that we go through. Nuva-Doma, very, very close to the front of this group here. She really is, you know, making sure that no one dangerous gets away.
She really wants this, and she has all the team working together to get her there. We've seen good friends forming, and this is really, really important.
Romy Kasper, number 13. We see all the time, don't we, riders, one number up the one way and one number the other way. So the superstition is always there, isn't it?
Everything counts. You don't want to have a bad day in a Giro, so if you have to turn it, you just turn it. Either you're superstitious or not.
We'll see. You just saw the feed there for Kelly van der Steen, and might have a little bit of a fine for that. Normally we stop feeding with 20 kilometers to go from the car. Again, sometimes when it's really, really hot as well, they'll extend the feeding from the car, won't they, to sort of 10k to go.
Yeah, especially you really want to take care of your hydration in those long 10-day races, because if you get dehydrated in the first days, you really suffer through all the end of the Giro.
Sunweb on the front, so Lucinda Brand backed up in this race by Pernilla Matheson, Leah Kirschman, Juliette Labouche, Floortje Mackay, and Julia Sook. There's a bit of a group now coming back towards the front of the race now. Trek Segafredo, so as we said, Audrey Cordon-Rago, Lisa Longo-Borghini, Anna Plichter, Taylor Wiles, Ruth Winder, and Trixie Warrack. Ruth Winder, so easy to pick out now in that US National Champions jersey. So 59 seconds, they're holding it at just under that minute. Monique Teniglo just moves up with towards the front there, the tall rider in the yellow and black from Mitchelton Scott. Again, they'll just be trying to maneuver their leader in towards the position. Again, looking at the finish, it's that sort of sprint. It's going to suit that sort of power rider, isn't it? It's not a pure sprinter's finish.
No, you have to be a strong sprinter like Mariana Vos or Lucinda Brand or Anna van der Breggen.
It's got Elisa Longo-Borghini as well. You can't discount Elisa on that sort of finish. She looks, you know, she always looks super strong on those sort of finishes. Our two leaders, though, they're just letting them sit out there at the moment, just holding 59 seconds. They still have that belief that they can try and hold this one all the way to the finish. So good to see both of these teams represented at the head of the race now. And for Lotto Soudal, they've got in their team, Julie van der Velde is a rider that I'm really interested to see how they go. And the back end of this race, again, you can see just starting to climb here as well. We saw the course profile. Sometimes stage profiles can be really, really deceptive, can't they? Because they can look super flat, and then all of a sudden you've got a 6K climb.
Yeah, especially in the Giro. Always we laughed with our teammates because we saw the profile and like, oh no, it's flat. And then we started the stage and like, wow. Yeah, typical Giro. You never know what you're going to get.
On the front, so Sunweb leading this one out. Marianne Vos just out the saddle for CCC Liv in the orange. Just moving up on the left there. We just see Taylor Wiles and Ruth Winder coming through towards the front. Annemiek van Vleuten just on the outside of the group there. Just taking that hairpin at the bottom of that climb. Back to the two leaders though. And in terms of the weather forecast today, the riders, very, very light winds for the riders today as well, which they'll be thankful for. Floortje Mackay always does a phenomenal job leading out to for the team here. Just seeing the Park Hotel Valkenburg colours coming up towards the front. Ashley Moorman, Ida Marino as well. They're keeping the little rider there from Movistar up towards the front. These can kind of, would you say, be danger days for Marino? How she's someone that really excels in the high mountains. She's got to be really careful on these sort of, you know, shorter, punchier kind of days.
Yeah, nah, but this year she's been working with the team. She's really confident. She loves long climbs, but I think she'll make over the short, powerful climbs. She's a strong rider.
11.5 kilometers to go. Kelly van der Steen here on the front. So we didn't get to see that early climb of the day. It did look like they really gassed it up, that one, and really split things, put quite a few riders into difficulty. When you're going into that, you were saying a little bit earlier on about, riders getting onto the rollers and that kind of thing. We see that quite a lot now in modern cycling, don't we? That again, especially on a stage like this, you've got to be really, really warmed up before you go into the stage.
Yeah, riders knew this was going to be a short, hard stage that everyone wanted to go full gas since the beginning. So I bet almost every rider did rollers because you really want to be ready for just full gas. And that's the way to get your legs ready. If not, you start and your legs are like, uh-oh, I'm going to be dead. This is going to be a long day.
So Moorman Passio's up, very much up towards the front. So CCC Liv just trying to bring their riders through towards the front as well. There's Amanda Spratt in the yellow and black there for Mitchelton Scott, just keeping herself out of trouble. They're all just letting Team Sunweb here do the work on the front. And just keep this tempo, keep this breakaway just ahead. So 32 seconds. We're heading towards 10 kilometers to go with 32 seconds. Those two riders at the head of the race. It could be game over. Not too soon for those riders. Maybe they'll manage to hold another few kilometers. Lucy Kennedy and that's Monique Tiniglo just moving up there. So riders just get rid of bottles. You can just see the constant ebb and flow now at the front of the race. There's Lucy Kennedy on your left with Annemiek van Vleuten right on her wheel. You can see constantly there's that flow, isn't there? You all of a sudden you get yourself up to the front. Couple of K later and you're 20-30 riders back again. You
can never relax. You're in the front and then you just get wondering and you're in the back. We're like, what happened? What did I do? You have to really keep fighting to be in a good position. You can never relax.
You're that frustration as well. Got to do it all over again now.
What happened? Why I am in the back again?
So just our two leaders, again, they're just pressing on here. You've got to believe when you're in the breakaway group. You can just see the motorbikes just at the front of the peloton, not far away. And again, as we said, quite a considerable climb here.
Yeah, it's a steady climb. You keep climbing and you kind of get some flat, but it's always tending to be uphill.
So the climb through Lanzo Torinese, that's with 61 kilometers to go. That's really where this climb started, and then it gradually, the road just goes up and up and up all the way in towards the finish, and the run in towards the line as well, through 3 kilometers to go, and it's very tight, very twisty, lots of opportunities, especially through 1 kilometer to go. There's some quite tight turns in towards the line.
Yeah, that's why all the riders want to be in the front, good position, because you can see what's happening, and if a rider just attacks, you want to attack as well and be really conscious.
So just moving through as well, the Canyon SRAM team, Omar Shapira, you can see in the national champions jersey of Israel, that white jersey with the blue stripes on the center of that one. Team Bigler doing a good job here of keeping their leader, Cecily Uttrup Ludwig, up towards the front. Leah Thomas as well could be their backup rider. The rider wearing that points jersey, and constantly Romy Kasper here just looking over her shoulder. It's 22 seconds is the time gap. Really got a beautiful tempo going here on the front. Is Kelly van der Steen. Seems to be at the moment just doing the lion's share of the work, the Lotto Sudal rider on this climb. Romy Kasper just happy to let her sit there.
Yeah, she's just looking back and waiting. I think she knows that they're gonna get caught.
So Monique Taniglo on the front. So moving over, rider that's done a great job. She used to be in that FDJ Aquitaine team in the blue and white jerseys. A really, really powerhouse of a rider. Great rider to have to do this job on the front. Lucy Kennedy is the rider right on her wheel. So just again, the time gap just holding here at the moment. They're just leaving them dangling out there. Van der Steen just has a look back over the shoulder. And today, the way it's panned out on a day such as this is kind of what we see a lot in the women's pro field. You know, we get in that early breakaway that goes clear, gives way, gets caught, gives way to this next one that, you know, potentially could go all the way towards the finish.
Yeah, the women's racing, it's always aggressive, attacking and stop and again, stop and attack again. You never get to relax.
Yeah, it's I always it's super exciting all the way through. So 20 seconds, so they're still holding them. They're just leaving them out there. You can see the motorbikes just being pulled out of the gap. And this one again might give way to some more attacks now. Trek Segafredo just on the left of your picture there in those white and blue jerseys, the American national champion. They've got Elisa Longoborghini, who you're looking out for in that all blue jersey as the best Italian rider on this race. Again, now the little attacks just going in here from Team Sunweb. This looks like Leah Kirschman that's going off the front when we get a closer look. She's a phenomenal bike handler. Is Leah Kirschman. Again, there's these little testing attacks that go in. Just forces the likes of Team Trek Segafredo to defend. And the reaction coming on straight away on the front of the peloton.
You don't want to lose anything, and everybody's gonna be really attentive, especially with a 9 kilometers to go.
Ruth Winder closing the gap down here, the American national champion. You see Lucy Kennedy just for Mitchelton Scott, just trying to keep this one under control. Our two leaders, though, are blissfully unaware of the attacking behind. They're just pressing on here, and look how quickly Kirschman is crossing this gap here. The Team Sunweb rider is almost with them. That attack on that descent there by the Team Sunweb rider has neutralized that. The catch is made for our two leaders. That now comes through the American national champion in that Stars and Stripes jersey. Is she going to press on with this one? It looks like she is. Stage winner in this race last year. First met Ruth Winder probably many years ago now, when she came over to the UK to race in our tour series, Criterium races. I remember signing a postcard for my young daughter at the time. So great to see now at the top flight of women's pro cycling, that Trek Segafredo rider.
Yeah, American cycling is getting really big. They've been coming to Europe to race a lot, and they're working with the riders.
Sunweb on the front. So Leah Kirschman, that attack by the Canadian, and Lucy Kennedy. It's all together now. Now we've got that big pause. We'll see if anyone else decides to try and go for it off the front of the peloton. Will we have this group now that's swelled in numbers? You saw them coming back through the flat section. This peloton now has got quite considerably larger as we've run off that main climb, the Colle del Lis today, back through the flatter roads as we head up towards the finish, back into Viù.
Way bigger group that I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna explode more, but we can see a lot of riders together.
So these riders on the back now. They're just the stalemate now at the front of the peloton. So Mitchelton Scott in the yellow and back, somewhere in the red and white. Park Hotel Valkenburg, that pink jersey for them. CCC Liver there. Again, they're just keeping Ashley Moorman well towards the front. Ale Cipollini are also there. Here comes Erica Magnaudi in the blue and red from Team WNT. Again, the Italian climber keeping herself out of trouble up towards the front. At the back of the race, quite a few riders you can see here. It's been a tough day in the saddle for these riders. Nicole Nesti there, number 26 for Roma Italia, Vaiano. A bit of a chance here. You see riders just grabbing that last opportunity to get an energy gel. Have a quick stretch. Magnaudi through to the front in the centre. There's Kennedy Spratt is there as well. The Ale Cipollini riders. Jelena Eric, national champion in that white, red and blue jersey. In the centre of your picture. Again, a lot of chat going on amongst that team at the head of the race.
Really good work from all the teams to get their general classification rider up there.
Here come Bull Dolmans. The Bull Dolmans team, again, really strong team that they have brought to this race to back up the world champion who you're looking out for in the rainbow jersey, Anna van der Breggen. So they've got Chantal Black, Caroline Canuel, Katie Hall, Amy Peters and Eva Björman. That's the makeup of their team. Impressed here by Magnaudi in the centre for WNT. She's a real outsider. She was 13th overall last year and looking potentially to get herself into the top 10 this year and just hunting down for those stage victories.
Yeah, and she used to live around here, so she knows all the uphills really well, and she feels comfortable. And she had a lot of people cheering for her as well on the roads. She was happy about that.
Local rider from Piedmont. So she's loves this region. So this is home roads. It does give you a bit of a boost, doesn't it, when you're on your home roads?
Yeah, because you know everything, and that really helps. And having people that you know cheering for you, it's always a boost. And from that team also Anne Santesteban. I know she's aiming for this race. She missed the national championships because she was training in altitude, because she really wants to have a good result in this race, and that's very important.
So we just saw Caroline Canuel, the Canadian national champion. She's just out of your picture at the moment. So she's for Bull Dolmans. A little bit further back, Catherine Hammers now comes through for WNT to try and lead out. So here comes...
you see Tiffany. Yeah. It's her birthday, so happy birthday, Tiffany. She loves this race. I've seen her since I raced it, so she's done... I don't know how many Giros, but she's really experienced. Yeah, Tiff Cromwell just on the extreme left of the bunch. So just coming into shot there. There she is. Again, really strong rider for Cassia Nuvodoma, this team. And Canyon SRAM, 5.6 kilometers to go. They will sacrifice everything for Cassia Nuvodoma. That's important in this sort of race, isn't it? That one leader, they'll just put everything on the line for her. Yeah, it's as she said, it's good. It's very important to have a good team that supports you and that you know that it's gonna do everything for you.
Audrey Cordon-Rago now through the centre for Trek Segafredo. Alenia Amelia Suk is there in the multicoloured jersey for Canyon SRAM. Not far away now is Cassia Nuvodoma in that pink jersey. Cordon-Rago though with Elisa Longoborghini right on the wheel. These two riders, a phenomenal partnership that they've been through various different teams in their career, all the way through High Tech Products, through Wiggle High Five, and now teaming up again here at Trek Segafredo. And Audrey's had a great season as well in the new setup.
Yeah, it really helps to have someone that knows you really well, because she knows what you need and she'll work for you as much as possible.
They used to write on their arms as well, I'm Audrey and I'm Elisa, because people were always getting them confused, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, they look really similar.
So the Kogas colours here at the back. One on 3, but this is it. This is it. The business end of the race now. Can Trek Segafredo lead out for Elisa Longoborghini up towards the finish? Here comes CCC Liv now in those orange colours. Mariana Voss is right on the wheel. They're going to run it in towards the finish now, up towards the line. As we said, it's a technical climb up towards the line. Jelena Eric, I think this is now going clear here for Ale Cipollini. So a little late attack. And Julie van der Velde, I think it is, that's going with her. So 4 kilometres to go now. So 4 kilometres in towards the finish. Elena Pironi is the Valcar rider. That's gone clear as well. And it is Jelena Eric wearing number 15. It's the number 43 there. And you have, there's confirmation. So Julie van der Velde, we were talking about her a little bit earlier on. Said second in Grazia Orlova, the stage race earlier on in the season. She was won by Marta Bastianelli. She was climbing really well in that one. Lost a bit of time yesterday in that opening team time trial. Looking now to try and pull back a bit of a gap here. So good to see this group now going clear.
Yeah, everybody wants to gain as many seconds as possible because yesterday we saw a lot of gaps between the teams. So every second counts.
So Jelena Eric here, so 4 times national road race and time trial champion as Lucy Kennedy now gets on for Mitchelton Scott. Rolling a huge gear as well, Lucy Kennedy coming across that gap and straight through to the front.
Oh yeah, you see the one suffering, trying to get in her wheel. They don't want to let her go. She's a really strong rider and she could go for the win.
Big move through there. Van der Velde looked like the rider that was going with her, and she has. Pironi and Eric, there's the peloton. They're not far behind them. Good move now. This is a move here from Mitchelton Scott, sending Lucy Kennedy up the roads. So good season that she's had. There's your confirmation of your 4 riders at the head of the race. Can they try and get clear here? Pironi just takes one big gulp out of the bottle. The gap, though, is not huge. And that work being done now. The Canyon SRAM team, Elena Amelia Suk is the rider on the front there. Ashley Moolman is there. Annemiek van Vleuten, Cecilie Trub-Ludwig, Amanda Spratt is also there. Anushka Costa not far away from the front of the race as well. Longoborghini just on the outside. Winder again trying to come through. Back to the front. Kennedy out of the saddle. Really trying to light this one up now for Mitchelton Scott. And she's managed to shake off the other 2 riders in the breakaway group. And Van der Velde, the only rider that can stay with her.
Great move by Michaelton Scott because they're making all the stronger teams work and they're just sitting on in the wheel.
Kennedy has a look around here and just to see where that group behind are really now is working hard at the front to try and get clear. Eric and Pironi, not their day. Jelena Eric, the rider that started this little move in towards the finish. And again, you can still see the road. It's not steep, but it's one of those climbs that just gradually just beats away at your legs, isn't it?
Yeah, you think it's gonna be flat and no, it's just suffering till the end and your legs just wanna give up and you're just trying with all the strength you have. It's a typical Italian road, you can see. Sometimes it's really flat, the pavement, and sometimes there's a lot of potholes in it, so you have to really be careful with that.
And this sort of run in towards the finish, it's perfect for an opportunistic move like this to try and get clear. 3 kilometers to go. Kennedy and Van der Velde still at the head of the race. And a little flick of the elbow there from Kennedy to try and get Van der Velde to come through. The peloton behind go through the point now. 2.9 kilometers to go. Ale Cipollini are the team on the front there. And looks like Soraya Paladin is the rider on the front. But they've still got to pull back these 2 leaders. Good move by them.
Yeah, you just see everybody turning their head back to see if the peloton is there, who's doing what, who's chasing. It's just the time of confusion.
So the Italian rider Paladin goes away. Mariana Vos now on the front here. Look at the orange colours now. CCC Liv. Amanda Spratt is locked in right on the wheel, as is Annemiek van Vleuten and Ashley Moolman. Is Mariana Vos leading this one out potentially for Ashley Moolman. Kennedy and Van der Velde are still at the head of the race as Paladin tries to come across the gap, the 26-year-old Italian, but it looks like the work done now by Mariana Vos might neutralise this one. So a great late move by Kennedy and Van der Velde. It doesn't look like it's going to come to anything, and that move there by Mariana Vos, it's really starting to thin out this peloton behind.
Yeah, she's making every rider suffer, and we see the group getting smaller by the minute.
So through these corners, and you can see the riders are really having to push the road to the limit here. Just millimeters as they run in. Lucy Kennedy, though, right on the front. For Kennedy, she makes the move, but now she reverts straight back to the worker. Now she's got to try and lead this one out for the likes of Annemiek van Vleuten.
Yeah, they don't want to stop the race, just keep pushing it to get everybody tired and get the peloton as thin as possible.
So Lucy Kennedy now trying to lead this one out. She's got Amanda Spratt and Annemiek van Vleuten, both those riders right behind her. Van der Velde keeping herself very much to the front. Just caught a glimpse of the blue jersey of Elisa Longa-Borghini is also there. Cecily Utrup-Ludwig is in that white and light blue jersey there for Bigler. Lucinda Brand is also very much to the front of this one. Amanda Spratt just talking into the radio there, just giving a little bit of last minute instructions to Lucy Kennedy. She'll just be roaring her on to keep going.
Yeah, we see Gassia over there, really good position, important for her.
The pink jersey, the Maglia Rosa, the most important jersey in this race. You can see her there just behind the red and white jersey from Team Subway. But Gentrek Segafredo, Taylor Wiles now coming through towards the front. Looks like Taylor Wiles is going to make a late move here. Taylor Wiles hits the front here, the American rider. That's style, goes through 1 kilometer to go. Taylor Wiles just trying to pull off a surprise move here over the rest of the riders as Ursula Pintar on the back, up towards the front as the riders just go past the buses. 600 meters to go. It runs all the way up towards the finish. Magnaudi is there, Marino is there in that blue jersey for Movistar. It's neutralized though by Taylor Wiles, and it's Lotto Soudal now that are on the front. Paladin still in a strong position. Voss is very much to the front. Here comes Ruth Winder, but the Amalia Rosa, importantly, is also well to the front.
Yeah, every rider wants this win. They're really working hard to get it.
So Longa-Borghini in that blue jersey. Again, these corners. Van Vleuten now dive bombs everyone on the inside here. Has a little glance back. She's got Amanda Spratt on the wheel. Maybe they're working for her today. Leading this one out. Winder is still there in that Stars and Stripes jersey. There's Brand. Here comes Voss on the outside. Eric comes through again towards the front. Here comes Anna van der Breggen, the world champion. The rainbow jersey now through the center of your picture. Anna van der Breggen alongside Annemiek van Vleuten. Kasia Nuva-Doma just on the outside there for Canyon SRAM in that pink jersey. He's got to keep herself up towards the front. Remember, 10, 6 and 4 bonus seconds on the line. It's Anna van der Breggen though, the world champion. Perfect finish for her, leading this one out now. Annemiek van Vleuten is right on the wheel. Mariana Vos, Lucinda Brand, Amanda Spratt, Nuva-Doma are all there. They're just swinging left and right now. And Mariana Vos out of the saddle here in the orange of CCC Liv hits the front. Mariana Vos, Brand tries to get on the wheel. Mariana Vos, that trademark kick, takes the corner in her stride, has a cheeky glance back over the shoulder. Is Mariana Vos going to kickstart this year's Giro with a stage victory? It looks like she is. Mariana Vos takes the stage. Van Vleuten takes second. Brand takes third. It looked like Anna van der Breggen in 4th place. What a phenomenal finish. Mariana Vos. Oh, perfection.
Incredible attack. It had her name on it. It was technical. We saw Lucinda Brand also work for it, and Annemiek van Vleuten, all the Dutch riders that love a technical race.
And a 22nd Giro stage victory for Mariana Vos. She's won overall 3 times. Look at that. Again, the utter joy every time she wins a race. And that's what I love so much.
She never gets tired of winning. She loves racing. She's such a good rider.
And all of our top favourites, Van Vleuten is there, Brand is there, Van der Breggen is there, Spratt is there, but quite a gap on the line here.
Yeah, Mariana Vos knew how to do it. I bet she's seen the finish and she had it on her mind. She looked really confident and nobody could follow her.
Oh, what a finish. There's Van der Breggen, the world champion. Again, she led that one out. She had a go there. And Soraya Paladin, there's Spratt just crossing the line. I think that's Anna Santesteban that's crossed the line next. There's Nuvia Doma just ahead of Longa Borghini. There's Erica Magnaldi just crossing the line. There's Ashley Moolman. Ruth Winder just in front of Cecilie Uttrup Ludwig. Mariana Vos making her way towards the podium for CCC Live. So very much back, crashed out of the Ovo Energy Women's Tour, back here in the Giro with a stage victory. There's confirmation of your result. Mariana Vos takes it for Annemiek van Vleuten, Brand, Van der Breggen, Paladin, Spratt, Santesteban, Nuvia Doma, Vollering and Longa Borghini is your top 10. And there's your provisional general classification.
I'm very happy. Of course, it's really nice to win the first stage after the TTT, and we had already a good day yesterday, and this finish seemed to suit me, but still you never know how it will go in the first stage. But the team did a good job to get me in front, to keep me in front, and yeah, then it was a really nice finish.
That was actually a big bad luck because I hit my knee pretty hard, so I hope everything is okay, but I could feel it throughout the stage. Hopefully, fortunately we have a lot of good physios with us, so I do believe that they will take a good care of me and I will be ready for next stages.
What were your feelings in the last part of the stage about the knee?
Yeah, it was hard. The pace was pretty hard and kind of hectic because peloton was still pretty big, so it was difficult to move up to the front. Yeah, it was very nice stage. I mean, yeah, I enjoyed despite this little crash.
On to the podium, there is your winner today. Mariana Vos takes her 22nd Giro Rosa stage victory.
She's finished 5 Giro Rosas, but I bet she's been on more Giros.
So can she take another one? The team set it up perfectly for her today. And she sprayed a few champagne and Prosecco bottles in her career.
Yeah, she's an expert doing that, but she loves it.
Kasia Nuva Doma of Canyon Tram retains the Maglia Rosa by 11 seconds from her teammate Oma Shapiro, with Elena Emilia Suk now at 18 seconds. Throws the bouquet over her head. Nicely done by Kasia.
Oh, is she getting married soon?
Now in the Ciclamine points jersey, Mariana Vos leads overall in the points classification. So she will start tomorrow in that jersey. Juliette Labouche, looks like, is now in the white jersey as the best young rider in the race. And Sophie Duvoist takes over in the green jersey as the Queen of the Mountains after taking maximum points at the top of the Colle del Lis. Still the best Italian rider in the blue jersey, Elisa Longa Borghini for Trek Segafredo. Confirmation of the general classification. Kasia Nuva Doma now leads her teammate Oma Shapiro by 11 seconds, with Alina Emiliusuk at 18. Uttrup Ludwig in fourth at 27. What a stage finish, coming through those twists and turns. That was Mariana Vos at her absolute best, wasn't it?
Yeah, she loves to sprint like this. As she said, she was aiming for it. You never know what is going to happen, but she was excellent.
I think what stands out for me, and I know we kind of talked about it a little bit in our previous show with Danny Rowe, but it seems it doesn't matter how many races Marianne Vos wins, she has the same energy and the same joy when she crosses the line, which I just think after so many wins, I absolutely love.
Yeah, she just loves cycling. She breathes it. All her family are cyclists and love it. So yeah, she enjoys everything about cycling.
I think what was notable today, though, as well, you've seen our pre-race favourites. Lucinda Brand was up there, Annemiek van Vleuten, Anna van der Breggen. They all crossed the line fairly. It was an all-Dutch podium and then some. Little bit of a worry, would you say, potentially after Kasia Nieuwendomer's post-race interview saying there that she'd bashed her knee?
Yeah, I saw her really worried and nervous. She didn't know if she could continue. That's gonna, hopefully she has nothing in her knee, and we want a show, and it's a race for her. All the team is working for her, so hopefully there's nothing.
Okay, that was today. Let's have a quick look ahead at tomorrow's stage. Could potentially be a fairly similar one today. It's another hilltop finish up to Pied de Cavalo. And let's have a look at this. We roll out of the start. It's 104.1 kilometers from Saliano Micia to Pied de Cavalo. And along the route there, you can see first climb of the day. And then we run up towards the finish. On the profile, 16.8 kilometer climb at the end, average gradient of 3.2%, maximum gradients of 11.8 that you can see there. Again, potentially it's another day where those riders that lost a little bit of time in the team time trial could be looking to try and grab some time back tomorrow.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really similar stage as today. Riders are still nervous. They want to, we saw today at the finish, everybody wanted to be in the front and fight for a position. It's really hard. You try to fight and then you see yourself on the back. So I think tomorrow is gonna be a really similar stage.
Right, let's stick our neck out now. Who are you going for tomorrow?
Anna van der Breggen.
Oh, okay, I'm going to go for Elisa Longa Borghini tomorrow. They were trying to get her into the right position, so we'll do our stage predictions the day before. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here on GCN Racing. Remember, like, share, spread the word, subscribe to our new channel. From Merlin and myself, have a great day. Join us tomorrow. Bye for now.
Ciao.